Alright, so I'm not dead. I am deciding to make another video, despite the fact that I've been gone for I don't even know how long since I've uploaded again. But yeah, hello, it's me, surprisingly not dead yet. And I'm here today to talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the latest Marvel movie to come out and grace its presence at our local theater, which is where I happen to work. I work at a movie theater, so I got to dress up as evil Doctor Strange for the premiere. Like we had a bunch of early showings yesterday, which assumed was everywhere else in the world. But so I saw it that night. As soon as I got off work, I sprinted to the nearest theater that was showing it and sat my ass down and started watching it. And oh boy, I have quite a bit to talk about. I hope this clip is enough to talk about it. I have Battlefield playing in the background because I don't really have anything Marvel related, and I am just going to be essentially not really ranting. I have points I want to go across, um, mostly, and there's going to be some unhinged ranting occasionally, but for the most part, I have a structure I want to keep it to. First, I give it like a solid 6.5 out of 10. For several reasons. Pacing was a little off. It started to drag towards the center. A lot of movies tend to do that, but it started to drag a little bit, a pretty noticeable amount. For a movie called The Multiverse of Madness, there wasn't really too much about the multiverse. Well, there was, but alright, so let me get this out of the way first. The main plot of the movie is America Chavez, right? Which, the character is nice, I like the character. Hated the name because, oh, they're trying to take America's power. Because America is like the strongest and really cool, and everyone wants America. I wonder why they named America Chavez America Chavez. I guess we'll never know, you know. But so these creatures are trying to chase America Chavez down and steal her power, right? Well, that's the plot. Plot to spoiler. Wanda is sending them after America Chavez because America Chavez she's got the power to travel the multiverse. She can open up these star-shaped portals when she punches the air to create these multiverse portals that let her travel between universes. So Wanda wants this power so that she can go and hop into another universe where Billy and Tommy are alive and live there and be happy. I guess this universe just really wants to fuck Wanda over so much. Like, her and Pietro were almost killed by a Stark bomb, went to become Hydra experiments. She lost her brother, lost her hometown, lost her husband, lost her kids from another dimension, and she's been through so much. I love Wanda. Um, she just wants to go off to another. This is the only dimension that just aggressively screws over Wanda Maximoff, and I feel kind of bad for her. But oh boy. So there's also this weird arc with Doctor Strange being lonely because he lost Christine because he had to make sacrifices, and there's a lot of Wanda talking about how it's unfair that Doctor Strange it does something risky and then is called a hero for it because it pays off. But given Wanda's track record with doing something risky, it involves taking over a small town to live out a sitcom fantasy, and what you can see in this movie. Because holy fuck does it go balls to the walls. So, yeah. My biggest problem was it didn't really do much for the multiverse for me. It didn't really set up how the multiverse works. It didn't set up the rules of the multiverse. It didn't set up specific this is what happens when you travel a multiverse. I thought America Chavez being the only person who could straight up go between universes would be a pretty big thing, considering maybe it hurts other people to go into the multiverse or something else. But no, as long as you just have someone who can open up portals, everyone can walk through. On top of that, this all the other universes, they only really spent time in two. They spent this one is confirmed to be the 616. The MCU is in the 616 universe, and the one with the Illuminati is 834, 843, 8 something something. I don't remember. It started with an 8. I should probably go back and rewatch it before I put this video, but I just want to talk about it now because it's been bothering me. The it was just frustrating because I was talking to my friends about this movie. Like, this movie, Doctor Strange has to do very well when it comes to the multiverse aspect. Like, it can be a shit movie, but as long as they handle the multiverse very well and establish that, and again, just make, like, hell, 3 rules for traveling the multiverse instead of America Chavez's 3 rules of multiversal travel, which is you don't know anything, uh, find food. I don't remember what the third one was. I don't think there was a third one. I'm pretty sure there's only 2. Then Bruce Campbell showed up in a little cameo. Sam Raimi shouldn't have been the director for this movie. Sam Raimi, I like his directing skills. Don't like him as a director. I mean, this is the same guy who really wanted to have a tree scene. You know the scene I'm talking about from Evil Dead if you've seen it. If not, I look it up on your own time. I'm not going to talk about it because I feel like YouTube will just straight up nuke my channel if I say the word. But I don't think she gotten Sam Raimi directed because yeah, it was some elements of a horror movie in the sense of there were jump scares every now and again, and sometimes Wanda was being a little spooky. But for the most part, there really were no like horror elements. Say for some jump scares and Wanda being a little spooky, and a hallway chase scene because those always happen. But anyways, so what ends up happening is America Chavez and Defender Strange, they're running through to try to get to the Book of Ashanti, the MacGuffin of this movie. It lets you do whatever the hell you want, essentially. It gives a sorcerer magic powers to do anything. It's literally plot convenience, the MacGuffin. They're trying to get to this Book of Ashanti to stop this creature from getting to America Chavez. So her and Defender Doctor Strange are like, oh, yeah, we need to get there, we need to get there. And they almost get to the book, but the demon gets her last second, and Doctor Strange is like, you can't contain your power, you can't control it, and I can't let this monster get it, so I'm just gonna have to kill you. And he tried to kill her, but the demon thing killed Defender Strange and almost took America Chavez, and then she got scared and accidentally opened up a portal, and they fall into the 616 universe as Doctor Strange is going to Christine's wedding. Mind you, this is opening as a dream in quotation marks sequence, where Doctor Strange in our universe is going to see Christine's wedding and has that dream the night before. So he goes to Christine's wedding and he talks to Christine. He's like, "Oh, I never stopped loving you. I'm sorry." And so he's like, "Yeah, it just wouldn't work out between us, you know." But here's the problem I had. I went over with. I'm pretty sure I went over this in my 45-minute what if rant. But in the original Doctor Strange, there was camaraderie between Stephen and Christine, but she was kind of an afterthought. She was the love interest in the movie, and that was kind of the role she was delegated to. And of course, I would have loved to see some more from her, but it was just kind of the role she was delegated to was okay. You are Doctor Strange love interest. There you go. And when What If was like, oh, Doctor Strange really, really, really cares about this person, going back and rewatching Doctor Strange, like, well, yeah, they kind of care about each other, but he's just a dick to her. I mean, like, this is the part when you leave, or this is the part, I don't remember what he said exactly, but yeah, I don't understand why they're making a big deal about Christine, but anyways, love interest got a love interest. Well, Doctor Strange, I guess the main theme is being happy and content of this movie. It was juggling around a few themes, I think, more of like believing in yourself and like be happy. I don't know. So he's at the wedding. He talks to Christine, and then all of a sudden, everyone starts screaming. Oh no! Buses are floating around and getting thrown at people. What's happening? And he does magic and reveals the giant squid thing. Which there are a lot of things with tentacles in this movie. I think Sam Raimi just really likes tentacles because like there are a lot of times people just get caught up in like tentacles and shit like that. And they go and they stop the creature from getting Chavez. Doctor Strange like takes a street lamp, pulls it out of the ground, and stabs it in the eye and like pulls it out. And it's actually pretty compared to other MCU works. It's actually pretty graphic. Not gonna lie, it's actually I was surprised they showed like the full like I don't know. I'm not a science person. Like the cord that connects it to the face, to the brain to see popping out and splats on the ground. So they go and talk to America Chavez, and she's like, "Oh, you killed me." And I'm like, "All right, well, prove you from another universe." And she goes and takes him to Defender Strange's corpse, which is now rotting away on a rooftop in New York. I don't know how long America Chavez had been there, because she has like a whole little encampment set up on this roof. So Doctor Strange buries the body. That's important. He buries the body in the roof, and they're like, "Okay, well, there are ruins on that creature. It's got to be. It's witchcraft, and I only know one witch." He goes to see Scarlet Witch, who is doing a who just wakes up from a dream of Billy and Tommy, and fucking goes to go pick apples. But plot twist, I don't know where the scene was. This scene confused the hell out of me. So it's the scene from the trailer is like, "Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?" And she's in that like apple orchard, but the whole thing is just a magic illusion. Like everything else is all red, and it's like a wasteland, and I didn't understand where it was or why it was or what where. I guess the Darkhold like transformed everything. Plot twist: Wanda's the bad guy. She's sending all these creatures to go out and take America Chavez. I'm pretty sure I talked about this already. It's a little disjointed. She was sending these creatures to go get America Chavez to go fuck off to a universe where she can be happy with her kids and no one will ever see her again. Okay, Pog. Doctor Strange's like, "Wait, you're gonna kill this kid to go live a life with your other kids?" Like, yeah. He's like, that's not okay. Like, oh well, you get sacrifices and you get to be happy. Why can't I make sacrifices and get to be happy? Like, well, my sacrifices don't involve killing children, at least directly. I mean, the children that were killed during the snap, they were never really dead. They dusted for a bit and they came back 5 years later. But anyways. So she's like, "All right, you got till sundown. I'm gonna come to Kamar-Taj, and you're gonna give me America Chavez. If you don't, the Scarlet Witch is gonna show up, and you're gonna be not cool." So they're like, "Well, we can't let her kill a kid, so we're going to fortify Kamar-Taj." And they go through, and she shows up, and they like, "We're not gonna give you the kid," and she fucking murks like half of Kamar-Taj, like just destroys pretty much all the sorcerers there. And kind of a cool sequence, but it's also like, these are the masters of the mystic arts, and they can't do anything. I know Wanda's very strong, and personally, I've been advocating for Wanda to, like, be the next leader of the Avengers instead of Captain Marvel, because it's actually a decent character with, a good character arc and story and motivations, and actually a decent actress who can actually act instead of making one facial expression for an hour and 45 minutes. But the one thing I hate about her is that her powers are just ill-defined, really. It's with any superhero that's like, oh, it's, unfathomable power. They can do whatever the plot needs them to be able to do. I'm going to jump ahead a little. No, I'll wait. Just remember this, because I'd rather keep it all in a mostly concise little package. So, she goes and murks half the sanctum, not sanctum, Kamar-Taj, and shows up and tries to fight Strange, America Chavez, and Wong. She almost kills Strange and Wong. America Chavez punches a hole for a multiverse. Strange and her go through it, leaving Wong and Wanda back at the ruins of Kamar-Taj. Wanda takes Wong hostage. Too many W names, holy shit. And America Chavez and Doctor Strange go through bunch of different universes and end up in the Illuminati universe, where they show up to the Sanctum Sanctorum in that universe to try to find other Doctor Strange. Bruce Campbell makes a quick cameo, which is awesome because Bruce Campbell is amazing in anything. I love Bruce Campbell. You should see some of his commentary he does for Evil Dead the game. It's hilarious. But anyways, they go and they realize that this Sanctum Sanctorum is under the charge of Karl Mordo, which, if anyone remembers, he was kind of the main antagonist. He was like a secondary antagonist towards the end of Doctor Strange. He was, the other guy, the dude in green. Which, has Marvel just like forgot about his character in the MCU, because he was like going away and taking people who were sorcerers, and haven't heard hide nor hair of him, I thought. But either way, so we get there, and he's like, "Oh, Strange, come on in." He tells him everything about his universe and blah 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 blah. This Doctor Strange died defeating Thanos. Mordo drugged America and Strange's tea with magic blue Benadryl, And that was a Bill Cosby joke, huh? And they wake up in the Illuminati holding cell where they're gonna go see the Illuminati, and this is where some big spoilers are coming in. But I mean, I've basically spoiled the main fucking plot for you at this point. So if you're still here and you haven't seen the movie, go see the fucking movie. But so here, the members of the Illuminati are. We're getting the ones we know out of the way. You got Captain Carter, Monica Rambeau's mom. I keep forgetting her name. And Patrick Stewart as fucking Charles Xavier. Then we got John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, and some other guy as Black Bolt. Don't get used to these characters. Don't get all comfy, because they are going to die in a little bit. So she shows up. So they bring Strange. Like, listen, the real reason why Strange was is dead. He didn't die defeating Thanos. He died because he was using the Darkhold. Plot twist. In this universe, Doctor Strange was using the Darkhold to try to defeat Thanos and did something called dreamwalking. Now, while they're explaining what dreamwalking is, it's showing Wanda doing dreamwalking, which I'll explain that in a second. But the choice of music they had was so weird, because instead of like having this suspenseful orchestra playing, which you think would happen, they have someone just shredding the electric guitar, just going crazy with it. I was like, what? Why would you have? But anyways, so they're like, all right, we're gonna make a vote to. So he's using dreamwalking, and dreamwalking, what it lets you do is you possess the body of your alternate self from another dimension. They established that whenever you dream, you're peering into other dimensions. How that works? Very good question. But I guess somewhere out there's a version of me fighting zombies that show up in brimstone, fiery tornadoes with David Harbour. But besides the point, they're like, alright, so you were dreamwalking to go fight Thanos, and because the Darkhold had taken a hold of you, you asked Black Bolt to kill you, so Black Bolt said, I'm sorry, and killed you. And yes, we're going to take a vote to decide what to do with you, because you're a threat to the entire multiverse, not just ours. But as they're doing that, Wanda dreamwalks into the body of the Wanda in this universe, which was a pretty big gamble. I mean, how do you know that this universe's Wanda isn't going to be like a chicken or just some regular lady in Sokovia? Because, well, oh, holy shit, yeah, wait, in this universe, the Ultron program went perfectly, so, okay. So, but in this universe, Wanda still somehow has her powers. Maybe you just bring them with you? Because she uses them to, like, kind of do a mini-fight with her? I don't know. This is the biggest problem I had with the fucking movie, was the fact that it was frustrating, because I wanted it to be good. I wanted to go into it thinking, being like, it's not really going to be too good, and then come out with my mind blown, unlike Black Bolt's mind, who literally gets exploded. We'll get to that in a second. But it's so, like, dude, I just wanted it to be good. I wanted it to come out of the movie and be like, wow, they handled that very well. I'm excited, and I now know how the multiverse works. Instead of, like, what? Who's she? Why is she here? What the hell is going on? Meanwhile, like, Wanda has Wong prisoner. Well, before this whole Illuminati scene, I completely forgot. She had Wong prisoner. People get tied up a lot in this movie, so we've established Sam Raimi likes tentacles and people getting tied up. A lot. And someone comes and destroys the Darkhold. She kills the sorcerer who destroyed the Darkhold, and threatens to kill a bunch of the other remaining survivors of the Siege of Kamar-Taj. If Wong doesn't tell her more about the Darkhold, it's like kind of dumb in a way, because like, what if Wong's like, I don't fucking know. All I know is that the Darkhold was the Darkhold, and it's bad, and we're supposed to make sure it didn't get in anybody's hands. Like, at that point, what do you do? But it turns out the Darkhold was a copy, and the real, the place where the Darkhold spells were transcribed was this giant mountain, Mount Gore, or what, I don't remember. It was a little funky. You had to go to the mountain to get it. And there's a whole temple up there where it's inscribed on the walls all the spells. Well, so they go up there, and they go and they find out it's actually a temple to the Scarlet Witch, where these giant rot-tide gargantuas looking things. If you've played Magic the Gathering and you are, if you've never felt the touch of a woman, you know what a rot-tide gargantuan is. Anyways, So they go to this mountain, and Wanda finds that it's all the Darkhold spells, and she goes to dreamwalk into the other universe, where she shows up at the Illuminati place because she knows, through the power of plot convenience, she knows exactly where to go and what to do. So she shows up and comes over, and like, oh no, there's a whole. I love how they got James Spader to come back to voice Ultron for a second, because they were all the Ultron sentries. I love that. I love James Spader as an actor. Oh, I hit my mic instead of brushing the hair out of my eyes. And she shows up, and Monica Rambeau, Captain Carter, fucking Mr. Fantastic, and Black Bolt all show up to stop her, right? She literally shreds Mr. Fantastic into a bunch of tiny pieces, and you see like his head explode, and then he makes Black Bolt's mouth like completely disappear. It's all just skin. He screams and blows his own brains out. She cuts Captain Carter in half with her own shield and crushes Monica Rambeau to death with a statue. And then Patrick Stewart shows up and tries to stop her, but she snaps his neck. So there goes the Illuminati. Kind of. I mean, at the end of the day, they were cameos. I can't be too mad about that. They just existed to be cool for a few seconds, but yeah, they all died. So Strange and Mordo fight. Strange leaves Mordo in a ditch. Like there's the Illuminati chairs, like the thrones, are on top of these like stairs, and there's like a ditch between the floor and like the stairs. So like I just want to imagine how many times someone's fallen into them and had to climb out. Because Mordo couldn't climb out of this this little ditch he was stuck in. It was a little weird. But this universe's Christine and America Chavez are all running away from Wanda down this tunnel sequence. They block her off, they buy some time. They get to the Book of Ashanti, and Strange is about to grab it and open it and whatnot, and then Wanda comes and destroys it. And there's half the movie. I hate when movies do it. Movies, please stop doing that. Have the characters go to, oh, it's this thing that'll do anything you want, and realizing they had the power inside them all along. I hate that so much. It's like, stop. It's like with Eternals, which was... I should do a video on that too, but I didn't really hate it as much as I hated this movie. I didn't really hate this movie. This movie is just more annoying, in my opinion. There's a ton of tiny details that were just, so confusing. So they go, and Wanda gets America, teleports back, leaves Strange and other Christine in another dimension, where they go find. This is when an incursion's happening. An incursion is when one multiverse is one dimension is meshing with another, merging with another dimension, and bad shit happens. They find Sinister Strange there, and he's all like, yeah, I've been trying to kill every other Doctor Strange because we never get, like, no Doctor Strange can ever seem to get with fucking Christine. There's, like, no universe where they work out together. And he's like, yeah, I tried to go kill all the other Doctor Stranges so that I could have a shot. I don't know. I don't even know why Sinister Strange in the movie. There was this really funny and weird, and I think one of the best scenes in the movie was, they're literally fighting with music. Like, Sinister Strange slams Doctor Strange to the piano, and Doctor Strange starts using, like, the notes and turning them into magic, and, like, they're fighting with, like, music notes and whatnot. It's really fucking cool. That was one of my favorite scenes of the movie, because at first it was so ridiculous, but, like, it's the kind of ridiculousness I hope the whole movie would have carried. Like, what the hell? Like, you know what? Looking back on it, it really fucking works. But yeah, so they have a little fight, they have a little tussle, he sends him out, our Doctor Strange sends bad Doctor Strange out the window, he impales him on some fences, and goes to use the Darkhold, because this Doctor Strange is holding the Darkhold to dreamwalk. Now, here's a little thing about me saying Wanda having the powers to do buttfuck whatever. So Doctor Strange goes to Dreamwalk, which I guess you don't need to practice Dreamwalking at all if you're just magic, you know. And granted, he is a Sorcerer Supreme, but I hate when that's the excuse. But it's like, oh, well, this character is this, so they can do that. Like, well, yeah, this character could be the coolest guy ever, but if he isn't a trained sniper, he's not going to be world's best sniper, you know. It's like you can't give somebody something they've never used and be like, oh, well, because they, like, you can't give a soldier, like, you know, yeah, if it's not, like... That's a bad analogy. Like, you can't just give somebody something they've never used before or never done before, and just be like, oh, well, it's because that they're pretty good at it. They can just use it. I fucking hate that dude so much. But Anyways, the Strange dreamwalks into the dead body he buried on the roof because that was the only version of him in that universe, and goes to fight Wanda. But he's like, "Oh hey, Christine, you gotta protect me from the souls of the damned." What? Because apparently the souls of the damned will try to attack you if you dreamwalk, but they never did with Wanda. So I guess just because she's like the Scarlet Witch, I don't want to fuck with her. Um, but I didn't understand it. It looked cool as shit because at the end he ends up like, and here's one of the movie's many pep talk scenes where it's like, "You can do it. You're the sorcerer supreme. You can control these spirits. Just use them. Don't let them use you." And like, wow, I can do it now. Thanks, Christine. And like, okay, uh, wow, that's how he saves the day. A little pep talk. It's just so frustrating, dude. I hate when movies do that. But anyways, so he ends up. So this zombie Doctor Strange is flying around with like bat wings that are made out of the souls of the damned, which is like, think of it as like that would be such a cool commander in Magic. Is like have this whole flying tricolor zombie spirit vampire commander. That would be dope as hell. But we're running out of time. I'm gonna have to add another clip. Yeah, I'm almost done with the recap of the movie. Zombie Strange fights Wanda and America Chavez because he was trying to steal her power and shit. We get there just in the nick of time, and Doc Strange's like, "Kid, you can control your power. Just believe in yourself." That's 2 pep talk scenes in the span of like 10 seconds, like 5 minutes. Like, how many pep talk scenes could you fucking want in your movie? God damn. But yeah, so like Wanda then burns Doctor Strange's zombie-possessed corpse into the ground, so he's like half charred and stuck to the fucking ground. And America Chef is like, "You know what, I can do this," and she starts punching Scarlet Witch. Bam! Almost punch her into a multiverse full of lava, but then Scarlet Witch, starts fighting back, and then all hope looks to be lost. And then America punches a hole back to the Illuminati universe, where the other Wanda that she possessed, sees her, and all the kids are freaking out and like yelling at other Scarlet Witch, "Get away from our mom!" And our Scarlet Witch is like, "No, I'm your mom," and the other kids are like, "No, you're not. you're weird and creepy. We don't like you." This causes Wanda to break down. She's like, "Ooh, yeah, I kind of am a monster. I went through and massacred basically an army of superheroes, a fuck ton of sorcerers, to get what I want." And now I'm realizing that that really wasn't the best course of action, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna see myself out, if that's okay with you guys. And what she ends up doing is bringing down the entire Darkhold temple on herself, because like I'm gonna make sure no one ever gets a Darkhold ever again. And because she destroyed the Darkhold temple in this universe, every other version of the Darkhold gets destroyed as well, which I'm beginning to wonder what other implications that could hold. Because what if in one universe the Darkhold was actually really, really like good and people used it, and like it was how some specific superheroes got their powers, not instead of being all bad. But another thing just casual overlooked by Sam Raimi. Movie ends with Doctor Strange walking outside and then like buckling over in pain and screaming, and the third eye from Sinister Strange pops up on him. The fuck? I guess that's the heavy price that Darkhold takes on Doctor Strange. It makes him have a third eye, so now I get to look at that beautiful thing. The eye didn't really look good for CGI in my opinion. It kind of looked like ass. But yeah, so then that was the movie. Post-credit scene, this lady, I don't know who she is. She like has an arm sword, energy sword that she uses to like carve an X and open up other portals to the multiverse. So turns out she isn't just the only person who can do that. So why Wanda didn't go after both of them, I don't know. But yeah, that's the kind of problem this movie has all over the place. It just, if you go in wanting to see a Doctor Strange movie, you're gonna be fine. You won't feel like you were cheated out or anything. You'll feel satisfied. If you went in expecting us to set up the multiverse, tell us how it works, and create a set amount of rules for it, thoroughly disappointed. That, and also it's just kind of boring at some parts. Like there were some funny jokes here and there. There's a really nice quote from Wong that I like. Like sometimes I think about all the other universes and whatnot. But I'm content with this one, even with all its tribulations. I'm happy here. And like, you know what, Wong, fucking King Wong, we stand. Wong's fucking dope as hell. I thought for sure they were gonna kill him off in this movie, just so that Doctor Strange would be the Sorcerer Supreme again, but they didn't, which I was very happy for. So the pros of the movie were solid performance by all actors involved. Special shout out to the one extra who runs. I'm sure you guys have seen the video of the one extra who just runs 4 times in the same shot. It's so fucking funny. But solid performance all around by all actors. The visual effects look great for the most part. There are some small complaints I had here and there, but for the most part, very, very good story. Very good, good-looking story. The cons were Sam Raimi shouldn't have directed this movie. Sam Raimi has a very distinct style of movie making. I wasn't excited when I heard he was directing this movie. It felt less of a Doctor Strange movie and more of like a one-off comic, you know, like something that would happen once when somebody else gives the creative freedom to somebody else, and that's it. I wanted to like this movie. I really did. I didn't want, because I enjoy Marvel movies. They're not the best movies. I'm going to be perfectly honest. You know, superhero movies are so oversaturated in today's market, but they're still fun, and I can go and enjoy them. I can go and watch, you know, Spider-Man, or go and watch Captain America and feel good about it. You know, I can enjoy the movie, enjoy the nonsense. It's not like, you know, movies like Fight Club or like Joker or, you know, shit like that, where it's like you watch it and it's like, damn, I am depressed now. This world sucks. And that's what superhero movies are. They're entertainment. But I couldn't like this movie no matter how hard I tried. It was overall, me and my one friend joke about it, calling it Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Midness, because that's unfortunately what this movie was. It was just another Marvel movie, and it's just frustrating because this movie, I was talking to a bunch of my friends about it, like, this movie had to be good to set up the multiverse. So it's not just another, like, how DC constantly has Flashpoint under their belt. They need to reset something, boom, Flashpoint. I'm afraid this is what Marvel is doing with the multiverse, making it their version of Flashpoint, where they can just hit a reset, like, oh, this one actor said something we don't like, well, now we can just, they died, but a variant popped in this universe. Cool, look at that. I just, god damn it. I wanted this movie to be good. I was hyped, and I've seen some things people are calling it mid because they were expecting like Secret Wars and whatnot instead of a Doctor Strange movie, which is, you know, the title. But all honesty, the trailers kind of advertised it as the next, you know, like a Secret Wars style movie where it's gonna be all these different characters. Because my original concern was they were just going to have too many cameos, because you had Tom Cruise as Iron Man, and you had all these different characters that were supposedly showing up. And as a word, they were going to be like, hey, welcome to the multiverse. Here's Danny DeVito as Captain America for 2 minutes. All right. And then make that the entire movie, just cameos. But, no, they handled the cameos pretty well, I think, besides straight up disrespecting my boy Black Bolt. Like, goddamn. That also a small nitpick here about Black Bolt's character is, you know, his character in the comics is this very troubled soul. You know, he has the power to level cities with just one word, and he's, you know, very troubled by it. This one, he just kind of seemed like an arrogant prick. He didn't say anything, but he was like smirking and whatnot when John Krasinski was like, you know, talking to Wanda, like, you know, Black Bolt can kill you with a single word from his mouth, and then she's like, oh, what mouth? And it turns out it didn't have a mouth, but like he was smirking before that. Like, I don't really think that's something that that Black Bolt would do, but who knows? I haven't really read the comics. I've seen very few real things, but from what I've seen, but anyways, all in all, would I recommend you see the movie? Yes, because I'd rather, no matter how shitty the movie, unless it's like, you know, the Suicide Squad, the David Ayer version, I would recommend you see any movie except that. But ultimately, yeah, go see the movie, make your own opinions. this is my opinion about the movie. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that this is how everyone should feel about the movie. Personally, I just had high expectations for this movie, and the trailers did a good job of not telling you much about the story. And I'm not blaming the movie for all the overhype. Part of the overhype was we didn't know what the real story was, and it could have been anything, you know. We could have had like so many different stories and so many different what's gonna do. Now we have the movie came out and everyone's like, well, this wasn't how my fan fiction went. Where's Wolverine? Where's Deadpool? Where's Superman? Where's Mr. Beast? Where's all these characters? They weren't there, and that's fine. Movies like that will always continuously be hyped because the hype or the hype train and people are like, oh my god, this could show up, this could show up, this could show up, doesn't mean it's gonna show up. I'm not saying the hype killed the movie. The movie doesn't live up to the hype because the hype was hyped. It was way overhyped. And yeah, that's where I currently stand with it. It's like a 6.5. Turn your brain off, watch it in 3D, cool experience. If you like Sam Raimi movies, you'll like this. If you expected like a solid sequel to Doctor Strange with a lot of cool, everything, you're going to be a little bit let down, but it's a sequel to Doctor Strange. And personally, I don't think any other superhero movie is going to come close to the original Doctor Strange. That was one of my favorite Marvel movies. But yeah, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came out. It was one of the Marvel movies that came out this year. And I just want to say one more thing before time runs out. The biggest problem I had was it didn't get me excited for the next Doctor Strange movie or the next Marvel movie, honestly. It set up this sequel where they're going to go back to the multiverse and basically try to do what this movie should have done, or at least what we wanted the movie to do. Not what it should have done, what we wanted the movie to do. But, yeah. All in all, Doctor Strange is a movie. Go see it. Or don't. It's entirely up to you. Yeah. I'm back. I'm not dead yet. Probably won't upload it again for another 24 months. And yeah. Thanks for tuning in if you did in fact tune in, and I will see you all somewhere down the line. Peace out.